Hey, shalom, shalom. I'm gonna start by saying Brakti Hawa, Brakti Avshai, Brakti Hawa, Brakti Avshai, Brakti Hawa, Brakti Avshai, Kalamla Yahweh, Bashim Yavshai, Bashim Kwakudash, and also double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom. To y'all came out there pushing truth in the name of Yahweh, Bashim Yavshai, Bashim Kwakudash, a right sky around the four corners of the earth. Okay. I'm just gonna, show a few things that's going on over there in New Zealand. And Lord willing, I get a few precepts out, and hopefully, this be edified. Okay, so let's go ahead.
To New Zealand now, and it just cannot catch a break. A magnitude 6.1 earthquake shaking near Wellington. 61,000 people reported feeling it, and we're watching out for any more damage. And then here's the latest we know about the aftermath carved out by Cyclone Gabrielle. 4 people have been confirmed dead, including a child. There have been more than 1,400 missing person reports, and police tell us they hold grave concerns for several of those. 160,000 have no power. 10,000 people are displaced. Michael Morrow is a correspondent with our affiliate TV3, and tonight we find him in the epicentre of this disaster in Hawke's Bay. Michael, good evening. How's the recovery effort coming along there?
Michael, it's coming along very slowly. I think there is so much to do. There is so many homes that have been destroyed, so many orchards that have been destroyed. There are 10,500 people who have been displaced from their homes. 9,000 of them, Michael, are here in Hawke's Bay. And tonight we're coming to you from an evacuation centre which is hosting around 500 people tonight. And while council staff are doing a wonderful job of feeding people, of making sure they've got a place to sleep, there is a real lack of civil defence personnel on site. And because of that, there's a sense of confusion and isolation for many people. They don't have the information about when they can come home. Some were evacuated early this morning, and they actually have no real idea of the state of their properties at the moment. Of course, there is no power, there is no internet connectivity, and so people are feeling anxious because they've been unable to reach loved ones.
Yeah, Michael, give us some context here, because we were saying in the office that New Zealand's had its fair share of natural disaster, but we don't recall a cyclone at all, let alone one of this scale hitting New Zealand. What's being said about that there?
Yeah, well, I think this is certainly as bad, or at least worse, than Cyclone Bowler, which was in the 1980s. This is a significant disaster, according to the Prime Minister, the worst severe weather event we've ever had this century, and certainly it is a massive task. I was just north of here, Michael, in a suburb called Eskdale today, and the situation there is just terrible. The main highway has been knocked out, railway lines have been upended, homes have just been tossed around like toys, there are cars upside down. It is really quite apocalyptic, and the people there said to me, what they're really concerned about is there's no one around.
Yeah.
They haven't seen any emergency officials, and their clear message to me was that they just need help, and they need help now.
They need a lot of help and fast. It's going to be a very long recovery. All right. Michael Morrow there in Hawke's Bay, we appreciate your time tonight. Thank you.
Let me see. Just bear with me for me. And I'm gonna get another one right here. Just bear with me for a minute. Should be another one right here. Okay, here we go. Let's go to this page.
Some pricey.
Let's go to this page right here. Some big videos right here. Just bear with me. Right here.
We need to stop. And I have to say that as I stand here today, I struggle to find words to express what I'm thinking and feeling about this particular crisis. I don't think I've ever felt as sad or as angry about the lost decades that we spent bickering and arguing about whether climate change was real or not.
Some developing news out of New Zealand, where a 6.1 magnitude earthquake has struck near Wellington. There are reports of a large jolt followed by at least 30 seconds of shaking. It comes as emergency services scramble to cope with the destruction caused by ex-tropical cyclone Gabrielle. 3 people have died. More than 10,000 people have been forced from their homes. There are issues with power and water, and rescue efforts are also being hampered by flood damage to roads and bridges.
So we've got Coromandel, for example, with the roading networks being decimated in many isolated communities. The supplies are there, but it's difficult to get them in.
Wow, you see that, right? Well, now this dude here.
Released by the World Meteorological Organization. The WMO data has said that global warming has caused ice loss and glacier melts worldwide. It has also caused the thermal expansion of water, the phenomenon by which any object that is subjected to heat expands. The oceans are heating up faster over the past century than since the end of the last glacial transition, which was nearly about 11,000 years ago. Moreover, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has also warned of the threat posed by the rising sea levels to hundreds of millions of people who live in low-lying coastal areas and also small island states, as new data has revealed that seas have risen rapidly since the year 1900. He even said that sea level rise threatens a mass exodus of entire populations on a biblical scale.
The consequences of all of these are unthinkable. Low-lying communities and the entire countries could disappear forever. We would witness a mass exodus of entire populations on a biblical scale. And we would see ever fiercer competition for fresh water, land, and other resources.
The climate crisis is causing sea levels to rise faster than it has done for nearly about 3,000 years, bringing a torrent of trouble to almost about 1 billion people, from places as far-flung as London to Los Angeles to Bangkok to Buenos Aires to Mumbai. Now, Antonio Guterres has said that some nations may even cease to exist, drowned under the waves. Addressing the United Nations Security Council, the UN chief...
So you hear that, right? That right there, man. So this whole thing, man, this whole climate change is real, all right? The ISO has set it up to be real, okay? All right, they show you in the movies, man. I forget the name of the movies, but I'll probably have to go back and watch these movies that showed you, of just the water rising up, flooding cities, tsunami. Hey, I guess ISO was never lying. It was never lying about those things. Now it's the best time to go watch those movies, man. All right, it's time to go back and watch those movies, man. Okay. But so look at all these comments right here. Hey, all these people here, like a bunch of Christians lost as fuck. Okay, but anyway, so 1 Corinthians chapter, 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 2, it says, 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right, we are not ignorant of this devil, his evil plans, man. Okay, we are not ignorant to his bullshit. Okay, his mischief. All right, because that's what he's trying to bring forth. He's trying to bring forth his plan, which is this climate, the climate change, and blaming everything on the changing of the earth here and there. When he's the main motherfucker causing all this shit to be happening. He's the one destroying the earth. Okay, Revelation 11:18 tells you that, man, that this man has destroyed the earth, all right, with his signs. The sword that was given unto him. And also scripture here in the book of Matthew chapter 24, this is what the scripture says, right? And this is how you know it's this devil, Esau. Matthew chapter 24, and I'm starting from verse 21. For there shall be a great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of this world to this time, nor ever shall it be. Okay, this is going to Jacob trouble. All right, which is what we're coming into. Verse 22, except those days should be shortened. There should be no flesh. There should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shown. And this is how we know that if Esau was given a couple seconds to go further with his rulership, that hey man, nobody will be saved. Okay, this man has fucked around with what was given unto him, and now the whole earth is trembling. All right, and even he himself think what he's doing is really gonna control things and control, be able to come in and trying to be a god and save people. But nah, man. Okay, you dumb, you stupid as fuck, man. You so okay. What you doing, man, is just like it's too much. It's too much for for the earth to handle and people to handle, man. All right, Revelation 11 verse 18, and the nations were angry. And nations they're gonna catch up to it. The same thing with the C19. Few people caught out to it. Say, fuck this, man. This is fake. This is old to bring full control. This is man-made. This is not. People got fucking angry. Guess what? With climate change, people already know about this. But when the more Esau pushes towards towards where he wants to be, the more people gonna wake up to it. Say, fuck that. And this is what we're gonna see. It's like people rising against the government, as it's mentioned in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, man. All right, 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter. Okay, the 5th chapter, I believe it goes into that. All right, it's like Revelation 11 and 18, and nations were angry, and their wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, meaning these nations and 2/3 of our people, including Esau, man. That thou should give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, all right, the men preaching the truth here to the saints, the Israelites, all right, which is considered called Negroes, Native Americans, and the Latin tribes, and whether you being scattered, man, around the four corners of the earth, all right, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, okay, which Israelites, small and great, that's like and should destroy them which destroy the earth, which is Esau. He has to be destroyed, man. Okay. Isaiah 24 and 4, the earth mourneth and fadeth away, the word languisheth and fadeth away, the haughty people of the earth do languish. All right, let's go. Let's read this in the NLT real quick. It says, the earth mourns and dries up. And Esau's the one who is in charge of the earth. He's the one ruling the earth right now. He's drying up the earth through his fucking pseudoscience. The earth mourns and dries up, and the crops waste away and wither. Even the greatest people on earth wasteth away. The powerful people. It says greatest by the word haughty people. When you go here to the word haughty, maram, it says high elevation, elevate place, high place. Proudly, okay, noble, all right? And that's you Edomites. Okay. Verse 25, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. All right. Inhabitants thereof, so-called white people, have destroyed the earth. The earth suffered to the sins of its people. You Edomites, you're in charge of it. Okay. When you're in charge of something, you're supposed to show an example to the people who's under you. When you become a manager, you be given a warehouse to manage. Guess what? You gotta set up rules, okay, orders, how things are supposed to be run in our warehouse or whatever store you got. Where the Esau is the one who's supposed to be, managing the earth, and everything that he has shown is bad, it's terrible. Okay? So the earth suffers the sins of his people, for they have twisted the Most High instructions and violated his laws and broken his everlasting covenant. Okay? Everything that Esau has done upon earth, it ain't how the earth was supposed to be treated. Okay? And guess what? It goes with the scriptures that this man came from in the instructions from Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. This man don't believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And that's why the earth is where it's at today, man. Verse 6, therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolated. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burnt, and few men are left. Eventually that's what's gonna take a place, man. when when World War III breaks forth and Yahushua returns, man, that's the only way the earth is going to be cleansed and be reset in order. Okay, you Edomites have to be destroyed off. You 2/3 of our people have to be, taken out. The other nations as well, and a new kingdom has to, have to come in. Okay, how new kingdom must come in for the earth to be restored in a proper way. Sirach chapter 10, verse 3, and then a wise king destroyeth his people, which is Esau has done, the so-called white man. But through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Okay, through the prudence of them which are in authority, represent though that right there is talking about the elect, starting with our King David. All right, one shall dance, put everything in, text this devil down, and the kingdom is going to be translated, man. And, okay, to the people, whom the earth once belonged to. Okay, it says, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable, and who's profitable to rule the earth in its proper ways. The Israelites, man. Okay, verse 5: in the hand of the Most High is the prosperity of man, and upon the person of the scribe shall he lay his honor. Bear no hatred to thy neighbor for every wrong, and do nothing at all by an injurious practice. Well, Esau's known for that. All right. But we ain't gonna do this, man. All right. Pride is hateful before the Most High and man, and by both that one commit iniquity. Okay, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Now I want to read this couple those other verses in this translation for proper understanding. All right, Sirach, that was Sirach 10. Sirach 10 and 6 in GMBDC. Don't be angry with someone for every little thing he does wrong. Don't do anything out of injured pride. All right, arrogance and injustice are hated by both the Lord and human beings. Injustice and arrogance and the worthy cause nations to fall from power, which is why it has to fall from his power, man. And others then rise to take their place. Okay, who's rising up to take Esau's place? The Israelites. All right, and which is happening, man. Esau, you gotta go, man. You have to go. You have to go, buddy. Hey, buddy. You have done a lot, man. You have done a lot on this earth. You must go. You must go. Okay, you can't rule for, I don't know, man. You just can't rule for another, whatever time you're given. You can't go beyond that, man. It's terrible for what you have done. Second Ezra chapter 14. Let me see. Verse 17. For now look how much the world shall be wicked through age. And this is from time of from the time of Ezra, man. And now imagine how the earth is right now. Or the earth is, how wicked the earth is right now, man. You can just see it. So much more shall evil increase upon them that do it right now. So for the time is far away, and listening hard at hand. For now hasten the vision to come, which thou hast seen. All right, which is what the return of Yahushua. All right, that Esau being taken down. Okay, and a proper earth, or a righteous world to come. Okay, in GMBDC, Second Ezra 14 and verse 17, it says, right, It says, as the world grows older and weaker, the evil that will come upon its people will multiply. Truth will depart and falsehood will draw every nearer. The eagle you saw in his vision is just about to arrive. Hold on, is that right? Okay. Let me see. Let me see here real quick. You have okay, verse 16. You have seen many evil things already, but far worse things are about to happen as the world grows older and weaker. Right, and which is we're seeing happening right now, man. You know how evil this. It's like how Easter is really like bringing forth evil things upon earth and destroying the earth, destroying people through food, water, everything, man. Clothes, shoes, the air you breathe, you know. As the world grows older and weaker, the evil shall come upon its people will multiply, truth will depart, and falsehood will draw every near. The truth really is hidden right now, man. Because Easter trying to take away the truth. It says, the truth will depart and falsehood will withdraw every near. The eagle you saw in his vision is just about to arrive. Okay? Which is who? These Edomites. Okay, we're talking about the the modern Roman Empire. Let me see. So let me see here real quick. Let me go ahead and get another precept. Second Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure out the time diligently in itself, and when thou see parts of the sign, parts which I have taught before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. All right. So we in our time right now. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and outbursts of the people in the world, then shall thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and it's like in the end, and the ends manifest, man. So all we can do is just, keep our eyes on these things happening worldwide and pray that we're able to, escape this, this climate change, the crisis, this climate change crisis that is about to bring forth, man, to be, to be delivered out of it, man, Because, hey, you don't know what ISIS is going to be targeting. ISIS is going to be targeting certain places, man. So with that, man, hopefully this year was edified. Shalom.